So Pisces, I've been behind the scenes. I still do my thing with recording my material. I still read my intuitions, try to record my premonitions. I just finished making up my fasting from Ramadan from last year, as I was explaining in the last video I uploaded, and then to prepare for this Ramadan. Now I got a few days, and guess what? Remember I told you how women don't fast when they're cycling? As soon as I finish those 8 days, that's when my cycle comes on, a few days early. What do you know? So I got a break before I start fasting for this Ramadan. So I've been recording all this material behind the scenes, and I don't want to say I'm running out of space, but I kind of got that intuition. You might have to upload some of your stuff so you don't have to erase it, just to make room to record the rest of the information, something like that. But I got some premonition. I heard Papa Don't Preach by Madonna, and I heard Do Has by Ramstein. So I got rebellious energy. I got that. You got that cockiness, that swag, or something like that. You just totally switch gears. So, guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I have another intuitive message for you. Keep in mind, take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So, Papa, I know you're going to be upset, 'cause I was always your little girl, but you should know by now I'm not a baby. You always taught me right from wrong. I need your help, Daddy, please be strong. I may be young at heart, but I know what I'm saying. The one you warned me all about, the one you said I could do without. We're in an awful mess, and I don't mean maybe, please. And then she goes in the chorus, Papa, don't preach. I'm in trouble, dear. Papa, don't preach. I've been losing sleep, but I made up my mind, and I'm keeping my baby. He said that he's going to marry me, and we can raise a little family. Maybe we'll be all right. It's a sacrifice. But my friends keep wait. But my friends keep trying. What? But my friends keep telling me to give it up, saying I'm too young. I ought to live it up. What I need right now is some good advice, please. You dig? Daddy, if you could only see just how good he's been treating me. You give us your blessings. You give us your blessings right now, because we are in love. Heavy emphasis on the lyrics. So according to the storyline, I got someone's independence through working for someone. This is somebody's family trying to encourage them. Why don't you stick with what's stable? You could have come from a lineage of an ancestral line where your ancestors could have fought for more independence, or the last time there was an entrepreneur was about 4 or 5 generations ago. That's a long, long time ago. And then you got your parents, what they've been doing as of lately is like working like a 9 to 5 or something like that, something that offers a 401k, something that offers guaranteed pay, security. The only flaw with that for you is that you're fulfilling somebody else's dream when your spirit keeps screaming at you that you know yourself, you can do this. If they did it, they put the blood, sweat, and tears into it, you can stand on your own 2 feet. You can birth a business of your own. Because in the lyrics, she's talking about, she ended up getting pregnant, according to the song. And she's talking about, I'm keeping the baby, we're in love. You dig? It's like, I'm going through with this idea. I done birthed an idea. I've been taking the necessary steps to bring this into fruition. I want to keep going. You dig? All that I need to know at any given moment is revealed to me. I trust myself and I trust life, all is well. You're trying to someone's trying to find a nonsense. Everyone is trying to find the problem in the solution. You found the solution to the problem of why we are stuck in a financial rut, us as a unit, when we all can do it. You can even build a family business, even if everybody get on the same page. The problem is you can't get everybody to get on the same page with how you want to live. So you end up branching off. It's a sacrifice. So you are somebody who could have sacrificed your family or your tradition. You have sacrificed tradition to go off on your own, and they're trying to tell you everything that's wrong with it. It's unstable. It's not guaranteed. It's all these things that's wrong in the book. So I see someone who's a Republican or independent, and everybody else is a Democrat, based off where you came from. So you're seeking a mentor who knows experience, who has experience in where you're going. You found a mentor, and that's further amplifying and encouraging you to go off on your own and do everything you know yourself to be. It's like it's been itching at you, like it's been singing to your spirit. This whole premonition has been singing to your spirit by way of, I know I'm supposed to be doing this. I feel it in my spirit. I'm shooting for it. You did everything. You could have moved, relocated, and you made life, you know life to be simple and easy. It doesn't have to be a whole damn headache. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know things supposed to be better than this. So something about, you can even be balancing your masculine and feminine side. That receptive energy is being receptive to learn what you need to learn, and the masculine energy is the one to go execute it. You see how she's dressed in red? She's passionate. You've been grounding yourself. You've been working on yourself for a long time, for a while now. I heard a while. This masculine and feminine parts of me are in perfect balance and harmony, and I am at peace and all is well. I feel like you had to disassociate yourself to get this done with everybody. And it caused a frenzy. It could have caused a frenzy, or it could have just muted the hell out of everybody, or you could have just put your TV on mute, because I don't want to hear what you're trying to shove down my throat. I'm not receptive to that. So you put the TV on mute. Better yet, you turned the TV off and you just went out there and got it. You see how he's on a horse? That's somebody who just went out there and got it. Like, I can't do this. I'm going to at least try. These are all these people that's giving you advice for people who never did that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see it in a different way. The song Papa Don't Preach, and then remember I said Ramstein, Du hast. That's a Russian song, and it's singing it in Russian, but what it's saying is, you hate me. Du hast, you hate me. Du hast mich. He's saying, you hate me. So you could have received a lot of backlash, and you in that rebellious spirit where, fuck it, I'm going to do what I know how to do best. Whatever I want to do. Gosh, it's cool now. He did like a monster, like Kanye West's song, Monster. And you found somebody who's in support of who supports your vision, really, because they do the same thing you did. They might be a little bit more mature than you, but that's cool. You got somebody that has your back, that is on your side. And you may have had to retreat and really just narrow your focus. I'm sorry I didn't say a prayer for y'all first. Oh my Rab, forgive us. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Oh our Rab, forgive our sins and excesses, establish our feet firmly, and give us victory over the unbelievers. Surah number 3, ayat number 147. This is a person or a group of people that I'm speaking to. You're about to enter Ramadan, a phase of fasting. That means the devil is in chains the whole month of fasting, the whole month of Ramadan. Now, Ramadan is the 9th month on the Islamic calendar. We may be in the month of March on the American calendar, but Ramadan is the 9th month. They have 12 months. American calendar has 12 months. And the 9th month on the Islamic calendar, on the American calendar is September. For the Islamic calendar, is Ramadan. They don't always align. It's not like because it's September over here, it's Ramadan over there. When Ramadan hits, that's the 9th month of their Islamic calendar. You see what I'm saying? So now I just taught you something. So I also got in my notes as being young and in love. And I interpret that as just from the song, it's a new career. Happy. You know, you may have been off to a rough start because you're starting from scratch. And people are suggesting stick to what you know for the sake of that stability, as I was saying. And propose marriage. Something about proposing marriage. And I see that somebody has a mirror effect to you. And it's like, I'm keeping my vision alive. Something about the next 7 days. Something is about to turn around for you for the next 7 days. Hold on, y'all. I'm telling my kids to go outside. So Pisces, something is going to turn around. It may even already go into Ramadan, being as that this is the day that I'm recording this video. All the videos I've been recording was like the end of February, like February 29th, February 28th, coming into like this past week or something like that. After I finished recording, after I finished making up my days of fasting, as I was explaining. But something's going to turn around. I feel like that shifted the algorithm. It also upgraded the spiritual protection, because you're counteracting bad behavior altogether. Your humanity is rebuking negativity. So your humanity is a contribution to humanity and how it's rebuking the negativity. Okay. And since you feel blocked from certain people, places, and things, that will be the intuitive nudge to treat the experience as such. So if you feel blocked, act that way. You act that way. Okay. And and in this reading, I'm going to further dive into what I've been picking up on about something interpreting a new career for you, or a very happy start. Even if it started off rocky, you are blowing the hell out of people's minds with how you turned a situation around. You have to realize most people are scared to do what you just went out there and did, with the help of God. Some people don't like to trust God off the back. Now, I gotta pause this because I gotta move some stuff around. All right, Pisces, I'm sitting here sipping my coffee and talking my shit. I'm sipping my coffee and I'm talking my shit. What this Pisces needs to know. Just wanted to flip. My work is deeply fulfilling. So today I give my best to that which I do, knowing that when one experience is complete, I am led to even more fulfilling and rewarding experiences, one step at a time. And these look like little pentacles right here. A lot of blues and greens. Pisces said, I ain't asked nobody. No, I didn't ask for no one's opinion. Your opinion is irrelevant. And it's not to be rude. It's just you got to get grounded. I am the process of positive change. And that's what it's about. When I said something about taking the lead, see how you create stuff for yourself, whatever your niche is. And it's like a chain of effect. It's like, see how she created the bird? It looked like birds following each other. And this positive change and that green. So something will follow in your heart. Even her hair and the little touches that's red. Her glasses are red. Her hair is red. This could have went back to Capricorn season. I see the peachy orange. It always gives me Capricorn vibes. So something could have went as far back as Capricorn season, which was what, December going into January, or just the top of the year, the very beginning of the year. I am unfolding in fulfilling ways. Only good can come to me. I now express health, happiness, prosperity, and a peace of mind. And there's little birds. So you're sending a positive message to those who are curious about what are you doing. I don't understand what you're doing. I don't see positive in what you're doing. But you didn't see positive in progress in general because you didn't even believe, you didn't see the vision. Somebody did not see your vision, nor did they respect your vision. You have to go out there and prove yourself. This is separated from this card, but loving others is easy when I love and accept myself. So this is going back to the lyrics about Papa Don't Preach, and then you correlate that with Ramstein Du Hast. Someone thinks they did you wrong, coinciding with the last message about someone diming you out. So now they think you hate them, but you love yourself. So it was easy to love you. It was easy to love them, even if they couldn't see what you even saw in them. It's because you love yourself. My heart is open. I allow my love to flow freely, and I love myself, and I love others, and others love me. That's absolutely true. This person does love you. Like, you ain't got to ever worry about that. Just by the way you move makes this person love you. I haven't used these cards in months, almost a year. Maybe a year. Dream cards. Maybe like 8 or 9 months. I don't know. I always use them as psychology cards, though. We are offered advice from all directions on how to best live our lives. The best way for you is to choose yourself again and again every morning. Now, I see these cards, I'm reading these cards from a different perspective now because now it's all about you being a teacher instead of seeking the counsel, even though the teacher is always a student. Try not to compare your life or situation to those of others. When faced with new things or people, just say, interesting. Keep your mind open and awake. Don't feel inferior. All the possibilities are as open to you as they are to others. So we all have the same opportunities to make more of life. Somebody is like, don't believe in the process of becoming the blood, sweat, and tears of becoming a rock star. While some are watching the news to the extent that, even though there's some truth to what you see in the news with the derogatory things that people from childhood start learning to be stars as children or even adults, and the humiliation rituals that you might see in the news, and so much of that has some truth to it, but you keep talking about God, and there's always going to be something with the mirror effect. So I see the devil card in a traditional tarot deck. The devil card represents strong influence. People get scared when they see the devil because they think toxic or just being bound, like something with the humiliation rituals. So some people could be arguing that side of the fence where it's like their vulnerability or their ignorance is there makes them more susceptible or succumb to somebody's humiliation rituals. People don't even realize that if you grew up in a toxic household, they practice humiliation rituals on you as children, meaning they groom you into thinking you're not good enough or into being that slave mentality. That's a humiliation ritual. Slavery was a humiliation ritual at its finest. It was never to do with culture. Your culture versus my culture has something to do with the spirit. You obviously have the stronger of the spirits, the stronger spirit of the group of people. So it was a bigger mind intrigue or challenge to take yours down. It's easy to get to the other people than it is to get to you. You sing with so much joy in your heart and so much happiness, you're going to have people coming up or bucking up against you. You see that in the pettier sense. When you're going out there as an entrepreneur and the naysayers are telling you what you can't do. That's a humiliation ritual to kind of convince your mind or persuade you to feel like you just got to be at the bottom of the totem pole, just like us. First of all, why are you in the space of believing you're at the bottom of the totem pole? Are you crazy? Let's keep going. Imagine that your heart opens a little more every time you breathe out. And this card is purple. So that's intuition. It's easier for you to receive your dreams with an open heart. That's why I follow my intuition. I'm a Pisces. I follow my intuition. Okay? I know things. I have a keen psychic sense that allows me to be a step above the rest. I can read the room better than most, which makes life as simple and easier for me to make my moves. I don't care what nobody say. And this one's blue about comparing yourself. Like people talk negative, they curse their own life, thinking and talking stupid. They've met with so many and wonder why they're met with so many mental challenges. And this one's green, which is the heart chakra, your heart space. That green, somebody blew all their chakras out trying to stop you. It's like blowing a fuse. You remember in the house where the fuse box blow, you got to go to the fuse box and flick everything off and on and restart the fuse. Somebody blew all their chakras out messing with you. They salty. I see there. Okay. This is a little gross, but somebody's bladder burst messing with you. It's a gem. And their bladder burst. I don't know what all that entails, or what you're supposed to do to recover from that. Maybe you got to wear one of those tubes. Urine, the urine goes into the bag from the tube. My mind is blank right now because I got so many things I'm trying to get to at once. But those are clairaudience, clairvoyance. Somebody I heard that's very painful. Somebody's it stings and it aches. Somebody, because that's toxic. If your bladder bursts, that means that's toxins in your body. That's going places that it's not supposed to go. But that's what people bucking up against you. It's heavy emphasis on you needing to retreat from everybody. And you might not even see these messages until after Ramadan. But this one, particular one, is recorded March 6th. Libra, consideration, fairness, and harmony. That's not the colostomy bag. It's the urine bag. Bruh, why is my mind blank? I can't remember that bag right now. That's because when you're on your cycle, you have pregnant pause sometimes, because that is technically the beginning of pregnancy. South Node, destined to release. What I'm getting so far is somebody is in for a rude awakening for messing with you. And then you got North Node, destined to have. And then on the bottom, the overall tone is passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. That is what your life consists of. If you're seeing red cardinals, because this bird is red, okay, you see the little melodies and stuff, you walk to the beat of your own drum, you're playful, you got a young heart, they go to heart right there, and it's on fire. Somebody's heart is on fire for you, for better or for worse. Okay, so let's start here. Libra, it's about balance. It's about doing what's just. It's about what's fair. It's about differentiating right from wrong. Okay? It's about your good deeds and your bad deeds, about your intentions at the end of the day, about why you're moving the way you are. And we're offered advice from all directions on how to best live our lives. So some people, when I see the devil card again, we're not using tarot cards, but seeing that devil card in my premonition is a massive influence. I meant to say this earlier. The devil card is also a strong influence, for better or for worse. So you house your own power. You know your power. So it's up to you to use it for better or for worse, or use it with integrity. And your strong influence is like you changing lives, 8 lives at a time. So you got people coming in groups. And it's interesting because I saw it like that in my premonition. So when I saw this card, it's like, see how it is like a slew of birds? Like she created something that has a domino effect on people, multitude of people. People are going to start gravitating to you in packs. So it's up to you to keep your aura clean, not your reputation. It's more than just surface level when I say something about your reputation, because people are allowed to think what they want to think. No matter how good you do, you're always going to have somebody who's going to think the worst. Listen to me. Keep your aura clean. Keep your aura clean. Something about being in retreat keeps your aura clean, and remain distant when you're not doing your work, when you're not showing up, for by way of accountability and responsibility. Okay? Something about keeping your aura clean keeps the negative influence, because you got the devil. He's going to work 24/7 to knock you off your square, to agitate failure. Okay? So you gotta remember, when you're in retreat, it agitates, it rebukes. When you do good deeds, it rebukes. And it's a dispeller of all the bad deeds and the ugly deeds, the evil deeds, any wrongdoing, whether it's yours or somebody else. So people are going to come offering you, going back to what I said about the news, where people believe that being rich and famous is not what it's worth, because it's not what it looks like. It looks like trickery. It looks like you're bound to a toxic or weird agreements just to attain success. About the men and the humiliation rituals, you notice there are no women in there. It's always the men being taken down. Adam's son is constantly being taken down by Iblis. Iblis is the devil. That's his name. So we're offered advice from all directions on how to best live our lives. So this could have been a perspective of how people are approaching you about where you're going next. It's like that's the part that they are afraid of. And that's the agitation of failure, the trick of the shaitan. You don't have doubt in your chest. You don't have doubt in your heart. So if anybody accused you of being naive or just ignorant or just rebellious, you just way too confident and not believing that he's not going to try. You always know he's going to try, but you know who you worship. You know who you are. You know what you want. Can't nobody persuade you when you know what you want. You know right from wrong. You see what I'm saying? So to be fair and harmonious about it, you have to know how to mind your business in the first place. In retrospect, and the first thing that blew somebody's chakras out was the first step in practicing fairness and harmony is to get away from the people with the naysayers and the disbelievers. Anybody who has a play in raising you a certain way that was toxic and disrespectful to you, and disrespected your boundaries, and it just God is not pleased with it in any way or another, or just people who are in a workforce working for somebody else to achieve their dream, underpaid, not being treated well, disrespected. You stood up and took all your power back, your influence. Nobody will ever see your influence working for somebody else. Nobody will ever see what you're made of, your uniqueness and your talent working for somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So because you did that, that fucked somebody's head up by way of mind intrigue, and they were so pissed off that you did that they started working against you. They didn't know that they was being used by the enemy. But so what? And so they blew all their chakras out until somebody's bladder burst. The best, because they kept sending energy your way. They kept, if you had dreams that are like sexually explicit, those are entities sent your way, and jinns sent your way to siphon your energy in your dream state, in your sleep. The best way for you is the way you choose for yourself again and again every morning. You're blessed to wake up every morning, and that's an opportunity every day to say thank you, God, for another opportunity to make a difference. You're a fighter. That's what I get when I see the Libra card. Libras are warriors. They stand for justice. You see what I'm saying? Then you got the South Node with destined to release. Try not to compare your life or your situation to those of others. That's the naysayers that I'm talking about, who are in that karmic space. You keep going through karmic cycles. I think they last about 12 months at a time. Every time you don't learn your lesson, you got to start that whole process over again, and it takes 12 months. So you be the judge of what you think you should be doing. You think what I'm saying? Like you're a fish out of water, and this is a lion from the wild. Meaning you the one that got the heart to do it. You can't, you know that your ancestors bucked up against a lot of naysayers and crazy people. They got hosed down. Them big ass hoses. That's painful. You'll hurt somebody. Pushing them with the pressure, the water they was using to just push, just to be degrading somebody. Okay? Just as if you ever went to the Black Wax Museum in Maryland, it's Baltimore, Maryland. I don't even know if it's open or not. But if you look up the pictures on Google, the images, it's enough to piss a happy meal off. But just the stuff you saw your ancestors go through for your entrepreneurship, don't let that go in vain. Try not, and it's like people just base your success off of other people's failures. If other people succumb, I'm not blaming children for being groomed, but for grown men who made a decision like that for success based off what they're saying in the news, that was their choice as an adult, as a consenting adult, not the ones that were groomed as children. Okay? And people want to compare your life to others and say this is going to be what you're up against. Why would you want that? So when you're faced with new things or people, just say, interesting. You know, if you meet people who've been through that, pray for them. Teach them how to pray, because that's what you come to the table with. Your conglomerate and the mass that you bring to the conglomerate is strength. And I'm pretty sure some of those men probably were prayer warriors too. Some of them still are. You know, keep your mind open and awake, and don't feel inferior. You can't base your success off of what other people did or chose to do for themselves, not including children. All the possibilities are as open to you as they are of others. I get that people are in their South Node for so long is because they're scared of the devil when they shouldn't be. You should only fear God's wrath. And you're always going to be met with challenges, and people don't understand how you go through all the stuff you go through to obtain peace, to obtain balance, to make life simpler and easier for you. So if you were groomed like that as a child to be made to stay stuck, you went against the odds, you challenged everything and went on your own. So if you can do that in your own group by way of like family line or bloodline, even though your ancestors went through way worse, or went through like degrading things, at least when they went through it, it was the opposing party. It wasn't their own people trying to tear them down. So which is worse? You see what I'm saying? And it puts you chose your North Node. You're destined to have better. And they were destined to be released because what they said was not conducive to where you're going. They don't know where you're going. They don't know nothing about it because they never took the time to learn, to know different. Imagine that your heart opens a little more every time you breathe out, and it's easier for you to receive your dream with an open heart. Because everything that they called you about being stupid or being naive or being gullible and all of that, you on your North Node. Where are they? How are they supposed to have a seat at your table if they're not in support of you? Don't eat my gullible food. Don't spend my naive money that I didn't have to lose my virginity for. There are people who say no. And you see that in the news too. So let's further amplify. Like, don't let the shaitan trick you. You don't have to be scared. If you trust God, it's like, I do pray, but I don't see a difference. Then you're struggling with doubt in your heart. That's the shaitan has a slightly stronger hold on you than you trust in God, walking on blind faith. You got to work on yourself a little bit more, a lot more. Shuffle for Pisces. And I really feel like it's the people who try to stop Pisces because Pisces nature is passive. They warm-hearted, but they fight. They are, I don't know. I don't know about the stereotypes, like they're sensitive and they're crybabies and none of that. Don't worry about none of that. Okay? Muse of the music. Does that say false? Something, it looked like that word up there says false. Right there. But this is some of your talents. And it's interesting how I'm using what they're saying in the news, and the music card came out. So maybe some of you are writers or producers or just want to write music for others or like to sing. You may like to rap. And you got people scared of your success. They're scared of your success more than they're scared of a humiliation ritual that they think you may have to go through at some point to get to your success. That's crazy. These are people who are held back by fear. They don't fear the right things. Don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of not trying. The Cosmic Prince. Some people are more multifaceted and running game just to stay stuck. They use their intelligence for wrong, for stupid. They use their intellect for cruelty. You see what I'm saying? When I see the Libra card, I see an intellect. But sometimes people use the goodness, the strength that God gave them to put others down, to keep themselves down. It's so easy for them to put you down because they don't know how to uplift themselves. And then it's the Cosmic Prince. When I see that, I see charming, multifaceted, easy on the eyes. They may have the right mannerism. They know how to hide it, but they in their South Node. And you peep game. Maybe you saw this as a child. You just couldn't do that much as a child. Now you're an adult and you know better. So you're shooting for better. I see somebody through the age groups of 19. It's something, okay, in this premonition I see there's somebody who's 19 or at the point when you were 19 and you look at your other siblings and what they went through, but when you starting to have dreams and premonitions about what your siblings went through. And you're starting, and you, at the time when it was happening, you were too young to process what was really going on because you were too young. And then when you reached a ripe enough age where you can make your own decisions, you kind of still were held back by way of manipulation of your superiors. So that would be your ascendants, who would be the parental figures, or just an older sibling or something like that. But you saw something that your older siblings went through, and at the hands of who has the most influence on you, your parental figures. And it's like, I want to do something for myself, but I'm very much entangled with the way that I think and act based off of how I was raised. So now you're trying to like decipher right from wrong. Well, I don't understand the difference. Now you're trying to learn the difference. And it's like, you're starting to have premonitions now. That could be God coming to talk to you. Now you're thinking about, remember, and that's like when you read the Holy Scripture, it's like, and remember when he goes back into things that he told the Adam and Eve story. He's talking about the different prophets in the Holy Scripture, and he's talking about when Moses had to flee the town, like the story of Moses, for example. And he is like in the Holy Scripture, it's like, and remember when Moses XYZ XYZ, he said a prayer, and his whole life turned around. So if you're one of those people, if you're the one that's experiencing doubt, Pisces, it's something where you're having these premonitions and these dreams about, you wondering why you're having dreams about incidents, certain things replaying that you saw as a younger person, and it has something to do with like your older siblings and or older people, older replicas in your family, and you're trying to understand, why am I even thinking about that? That's God being a dispeller of what the devil's doing. He's trying to help you. That's God saying, you got a vision, I'm going to help you do it, but stay on a straight and narrow path. It's like he's reminding you, okay, now that you're older, you can kind of understand better what you were looking at or what you were witnessing when you couldn't understand it as a child. But now you see it from a different perspective, and you're having these dreams and you're trying to decipher what does these dreams mean. It's like you're trying to make sense or differentiate what's right and what's wrong from a logical standpoint with the Libra card right here. And it's like you're trying to understand, it's like, I respect who raised me or where I came from, but how do I know what they're saying is right and wrong? So now you're combining everything from a intuitive standpoint as well as a logical standpoint, and you're trying to be a realist about it. So you're starting to realize maybe the people that came before you or was raised a certain way, you're starting to see that, okay, in my common sense, they were not treated the best, or that wasn't exactly correct. But I couldn't process it at the time. I'm processing it now. It's like, how do I swerve or maneuver past that? Or just what it's saying is leave off the negative and only take the positive of what you're starting to make sense of. Okay? Because they tried to say Moses killed a man. How is he a servant of God? Or how is he all these righteous things in the book and he killed a man? You see what I'm saying? He was forced to flee the town. They tried to hold his past against him. It could be something like whoever your superiors are, as you're trying to branch out and leave the nest, they could be trying to pull some of those tactics on you. And you're starting to distinguish the difference between right and wrong with fairness, consideration, and you're trying to keep the balance. You're not trying to be like rude or disrespectful, but you're trying to keep the balance. You're trying to stand for what's correct. So that's for somebody. If they're starting to, like, you could be dreaming about a sibling or an older relative or something like that. And that's you trying to, like, I want to do what I see. Like, why do certain people leave the nest? Or why do certain people go this direction versus this direction? It affects everybody differently on a psychological level, even on a spiritual level. As somebody starting to realize there's a lot of bruising spiritually as well as emotional, which ties to your mental. Emotions and mental tie together very much. They're not that different. So you're starting to recognize where the bruising could have stemmed from. You're starting to understand. You could be perceiving things from a more empathetic space where you were too young to understand what was going on before. And now you're starting to understand why things happened the way they did or why people move the way that they do. Muse of art, creative expression, that's going on top of the North Node. The North Node card. Imagine your heart. It's like, I respect this person. This person doesn't look like what they've been through. I don't want to show. And then this person is somebody starting to use common sense. I don't want to branch out and go out there unprepared and look like what I've been through. I didn't realize I was going through all of that because they were groomed as a child. They didn't know any different. So see how it's all tying together. And then you see this on top of the South Node is interesting because the Cosmic Prince card is somebody who has nice mannerism when they need to have nice mannerism, but are monsters behind closed doors. So that's the South Node. That's the destined to release. Like you're destined to break away from that, or you're being spiritually led. All these things happen before you to give you wiser examples about what your ancestors went through and why they went through it. They didn't go through this so you can stay stuck. Or your siblings didn't leave the nest for you to stay stuck. While some of them fell victim to it, they weren't mentally strong or something like that, and they could have went through changes, a different path in life, where they're meant to learn their lesson. They didn't learn their lesson fast enough, so they're in these karmic cycles. How do I beat these karmic cycles? So I can showcase my creativity. And this is celestial union is on the bottom. That again with the yin yang energy, the balancing. I'm keeping it because it's a balance of masculine and feminine. Okay, and under that is ancestral ascension, astral ascension. That's Bessie Coleman. That's the first African woman to become a pilot, first female and African woman to become a pilot. She had to go to Paris to do it because in the United States, the rules were different at that time about women having that Declaration of Independence. And again, I've mentioned this in other videos where it's something about us, certain people, certain cultural groups have to go to Europe to be recognized and then come back to America to get the respect. And somebody's considering all of that. It's like they're looking up to somebody they're looking up to those who did it before them. So the balancing the masculine and feminine sides. Mind what you internalize with the feminine energy, that receptive energy. You had to be open to receive it, so you can't have barriers up with the masculine energy. That's a note. That's something with that too. And then pure celeste, pure peace. This is somebody on a retreat. Something again with the fasting, like I was already telling you. You're fasting from what's tragic. Now you know what? I'm just saying, if you went away, you're starting to get the respect of the people. You're starting to get the respect of the people you grew up, the traditions you had to flee away from. You're starting to get their respect too. They're starting to understand what you're talking about or where you're coming from. They have deep reflection. Okay? Divine messenger. That's you. Okay? Lunar masculine, a masculine energy who operates from his shadow side. You're starting to see things clearly now. You should have seen it with your cat eye. They used to laugh at you like something was wrong with you. And now they're starting to realize why things were happening the way that they were. Oh, that's God talking to somebody. Okay? They're seeing that you could have been like the butt of the joke or the black sheep of the family or something that was against, you was a non-conformant. You was a bohemian lifestyle to everybody's tradition. Why would you go out there on your own and don't have much? Like you may start off not having much, but it beats fulfilling the dreams of somebody else. You're not fulfilling the nightmare of where you came from. And the idea of you fulfilling anybody's dream is a fucking nightmare in hindsight, no matter if it's toxic or not. That's toxic within itself. You can do it too. Now they see you as a magic child. You see how gifted she is? They're starting to see that you have extraordinary talent and you're not going to let nobody take it from you. And the muse of poetry is like people could have started lies or just said their wordplay with the cosmic prince in the south node. Somebody who was a master manipulator could have spit poetry against you when you were in fact stating the truth. And also it's like the two arrows are on her hands. If you see that, and she's got something red on her chest, it's like, be careful what you say about somebody. Opinions. This is a opinion based. Opinions is not a fact. Okay, they got a long way to go before they catch up to where you are now, and somebody's is peeping game. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay, they see you as extraordinarily talented, and now you're laughing. Where they were laughing at you because you were different. You're laughing at them because they're all the same. I forget who says that, but it is what it is. So what about you? Let's further amplify. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, I'm saying some really deep stuff. Like, if somebody got a different perspective, they're starting to peep game now. Like, all right, you might be right. Tap this in the reverse. Kylie. This is radical rebirth. Radical destruction, rebirth, change. You changed. You broke some ancestral patterns. Some, again, with the intuition. Somebody realized now, oh, this person did a lot. You opened the door. Okay? You stopped You stopped with the silly goddamn nonsense. I hear somebody saying that. Stop with the silly goddamn nonsense. Like you're making a muse, like it's a muse of poetry. Poetry. Remember, I hear Muhammad speaks poetry. That was Abu Lahab's wife. By Allah, Muhammad does not speak poetry. And she's like mocking at him, like, can you believe that? He's just foolish, like he's a madman. You could feel like you went through something similar to what other truth tellers went through. Let me say something. It's something about getting your mind right. Your mind is stronger than what people think. So if someone wrote you off as a goofy, you are somebody who come with self-discipline. And this is in reverse. This typically means self-discipline in the upright. But when it's in reverse, it's like the difference between humans and animals is discipline. Though we have a lot of like animalistic urges, we can train the mind to move beyond them towards a greater good of ourselves and for those around us. So initially, when you could have made a move that stepped out of tradition of what other people were doing, they called you animalistic. They called you somebody who is just a free spirit by way of derogatory means. And discipline will mean different things for different things at different times. But discipline will mean following through with the task at hand and seeing their visions to completion. You will not stop until you have positivity, until you have that positive effect on people. And now people are starting to group together, not to speak against you, but to speak for you. And that's what it feels like. And it's like discipline will mean honoring your mind and honoring your mind and honoring your body by resting as you need to. So you could be keeping your distance from anybody and everything. And because you're in retreat or a space of retreat, that nobody knows what to think. So they're just saying anything and making all kinds of rumors could be swirling around you because you haven't showed up to dispel them yet. But I think there's also a group of people. Discipline can also mean committing to a movement and a health regimen that makes them feel inspired. Somebody's standing up for you. I feel like somebody standing up for you is like y'all say y'all think you just jump to the worst case scenario. You automatically think the worst just because somebody is in retreat. You don't know what they're dealing with behind closed doors, and that is playful words. Like, what are they having mental problems, or do they have mental problems? Like, I don't understand this person. It's like it makes people say all kinds of stupid things or worst case scenarios. Was really just when you are quiet, you manipulate people to say what you need to know. You manipulate them to say everything. So if somebody's accusing you of having like more concerns than what's absolutely necessary, remind you, these are people who don't do their own shadow work with the lunar masculine. They're in their south node and they're trying to come off all fancy with their ignorance, but you just mastered how to be ignorant. You just found a nice way to be ignorant. There's no nice nasty. Nasty is nasty. You dig what I'm saying? I don't care if you're trying to say it in a nice tone, you're still being nasty and indignant towards somebody. So when you see Kali, okay, this is about radical rebirth. It's something about your fierceness, you're erratic and untamed. And that's something that threatens people. A non-conformant always threatens a conformant. And I say bohemian because it's a way of life. These are people who are like independent from materialistic things, or they can possess material things but are independent from them at the same time. Like that's not what moves them. They're more spiritual than they are tangible. So the part of you that is afraid to give full control because you don't know where it'll take you, the part of them that they are afraid of, the part of you that is untamed because you give your intuition and you release all inhibition and you just trust God, just walking out on blind faith is what scares the hell out of people because they don't know how to do that, because they're surprised at where it's taking you and they don't know where it'll take them because they don't know how to walk out on blind faith. They know how to go listen to what somebody say. They know how to go ask permission. It's like you destroy disillusions and you come face to face with all your darkest of all your shadows. And it's not to cause like mental anguish or any kind of anguish, but rather from a deep place of love because you love yourself. You demolish that ego. You ain't gonna let the ego overtake anything when the ego can be deflated. That creates the boundary between you and your higher self. So you're not gonna stop anything from being the best version of yourself. That's why you're the leader. That's why you're called to do the job, because you are the one that promotes positive change. This is somebody, this type of energy is often expressed in an orgasm. Now you're talking shit now, eccentric. Well, there are a lot of people who don't know what an orgasm is. It's like you see that grown ass man over there with all that meat packing, and he's generous in his manhood, and he tends to attract a lot of little girls. And little girls, by way of immaturity, they don't know their body, they don't know themselves because they don't take the time to get to know themselves. They're children. So they let people climb on top of them and do their business. They don't show up correctly. But you, when somebody meets you, it's a whole nother experience. They're in a whole nother world. You blow people's mind because you give them an orgasm. A man will climax regardless, but when a woman climax, like for real climax, it's spiritual. It even show up as a person who prays a lot, who's a prayer person, who sits in deep meditation, and the bold self-expression, even when what it takes to push a child out into this world, that type of energy, okay, that type of testosterone. That's what it means when it says balance of that masculine and feminine energy, okay? It's a time of deep liberation, stepping into a truer form of you. So you trust in the process and you allow yourself to release all the limitations so you can become one with the bliss that you are. It's like, okay, I got to be me. That's an all or nothing type of person. This is a Scorpio energy. You don't have to be a Scorpio, but that's the type of energy you're showing up with. And people are low key afraid of you. That's why they keep making up rumors about you, but they won't let you know because they're scared to tell you to your face. They don't know what the hell is going to come out of this motherfucker. Like, come on, man. Like, I can't say that to that person. I don't know what to expect about that person. They don't know if you're practicing witchcraft. They don't know if it's the most high. How do I know it's the most high? All that doubt they come to the table with. It's infinite aspect of the soul. You see how that man is grounded? You reached a deeper connection to your higher self. More about you being a prayer warrior. This is the phase, the space, the place and space you're in when you're in retreat, when you're fasting. This is, if anybody don't understand how people fast for a whole month, what is that fasting about? Like, what do you really supposed to get out of it? That one-on-one connection with the Most High. That's all you focus on when you're fasting. This is what you get. This is how people get stronger and stronger and stronger like this. So that's why the devil is in chains. You dig? You become a reflection of the Most High. Your character becomes like the Most High. Now you bring that expansiveness into your everyday life. Watch how your life changed. People don't understand it. They're scared. Like, they get so scared. Like, I don't understand what people are afraid of. They're afraid of what they don't see. You see what I'm saying? I haven't talked this much in a little bit. Like, I'm going in on that. Like, yeah, I feel like you're reading people their rights through action. Like, you ain't even trying to like disrespect nobody, but you're gonna tell it like it is. Like, people, and then you got bitches that wonder why motherfuckers gravitate to you. This person may look like a piece of shit on the surface to you, or look like a player or something like that, man or woman, or wonder why this man like this woman. Like, what? I don't know what the fuck. This person's mysterious. Somebody might have called you creepy because I almost said that. Like, creepy because they don't understand you. They know your energy like a hungry lion. Like, the fuck out of my face. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you sitting in my face looking like lunchtime, and there's a whole lion from the wild. Like, they scared of your nature. They fear your nature because you exhibit a great strength in the face of things that would make others, even former versions of yourself, crumble. So what you're saying is, I chomp the shit out of people without trying, with a smile on my face? Yeah. Because you're a warrior. You dig? Whether you carry a pistol or a sword, whether it means a thunderbolt, an arrow, anything, it's your strength. The way you have fierce strength and love and protection. You overcome major hardships, all the hardships. And I don't mean to make you feel small, but I'm not going to keep calling you stupid. But what you thought you was going to do to stop me or somebody is like major hardships. You overcome a lot of major hardships with your willpower. So anybody who isolated you and tried to play you and made it hard, thought they was making it that much harder for you to do what you want to do what makes you happy. How are you that fucking scared of somebody's happiness? Surviving the fact that you are not a miserable bitch and you ain't trying to be with the rest of the miserable. I don't want to be around you. Watch Jamil Peterson, y'all. That's where I get that from. Okay, I don't want to be around you. Like, you freak me out. You give me the icks. You make my skin crawl. Did you ever think about that? And then when you open your mouth and say that with rigorous honesty and passion, they look at you like, well, damn. I know you felt like that. Bitch, I don't know what's wrong with you as to why you feel like you should be worrying about what I'm doing. What's really good? What's eating Gilbert's grapes in your life? Okay? I'll continue to leap over any challenges to confront you. Or you'll continue to leap over challenges that any challenges that you're met with, you confront them face on. So it's that extra dose of testosterone, like that masculine balance of that masculine and feminine energy. Okay? That's just to further amplify what the hell people's problem is with you. That's what you come to the table with, and you ain't about to apologize about it. Somebody need to hear this. And I'm very tempted to upload this video before Ramadan. So I got a few more days. Somebody needs to understand. Your problem is not my problem. You need to stop trying to be a professional gatekeeper or a professional dick eater or a professional ass kisser or a professional Uncle Tom. Like, you get out people business. Go mind your business. Okay? Shuffle for Pisces. The 7 on. See? I told you, your opinion is irrelevant. You spitting all this poetry and you met with the blocks. You getting blocked. Like, I don't care about what you say. And it goes back to what I said. People with that jealous spirit, like what are the negative character traits of a Libra energy? They're jealous, possessive, kind of gullible. They met with too many vulnerabilities. A feminine energy, first of all, man or woman, it's ruled by Venus, so it's just a feminine energy, regardless. And jealousy is a female trait. It's very distorted feminine energy. So if somebody's meeting you with distorted feminine energy, trying to give you advice from a jealous and stupid ass space and making up shit and talking out the side of their ass, first of all, go take a detox. Why don't you go fast or something like that? Okay? Go play with your dick or something. Whether it's men coming at a woman or women coming at a man, like, go play with yourself. I feel like it's two counterparts. Briefly touching on divine feminine, divine masculine. It's two counterparts going through the same thing in different ways. Where they just think the worst. It's like you show up with that scared, nervous, I don't trust you, I have doubt in my chest about you energy, but you want to get in bed with me though. And you'll get in bed with me out of fear. How the fuck you get in bed with somebody out of fear? If you're scared of them, like, I don't know what's going to happen. First of all, you can't even handle what's about to happen, okay? Because you heard what other people said. And now this person is like, I don't want to leave, but I got to go right now. You only interested in me on the tabloid level. I can't fuck with that. Okay? And then don't know why he in love with this motherfucker. Like, this motherfucker's on their north node. This motherfucker not afraid to make it do what it do. This person is not afraid to love me. This motherfucker not afraid to be attracted to me in public. This person not afraid to be seen with me in public. This motherfucker ain't afraid to take your ass down if they think you fucking with me. And then remind you, this could have been somebody's spouse of fucking 15 years. Like, I still slap the shit out you if I think you're doing something derogatory to my person. Sometimes when you meet your counterpart, they married to somebody else or with somebody else. I still beat the dog shit out of you. But that's why God put you in retreat, because they know your heart. They know you'll do stuff. Divine feminine or divine masculine. Take it how it resonates. Whether it's one or both of y'all are like that with each other. That's why they keep y'all separated. Because there's still some people in their current, one of y'all is still in the south node or hanging around people in the south node. You still fall for, I don't want to say fall for it, but you're still doing player-like things. You dig? You still got bad intentions. When I see the Cosmic Prince, you see that? Somebody who's charming with the words, but they on a destructive path. Based off their ego. Yeah, shuffle for Pisces. The Ten of Wands. The King of Swords. The Ace of Wands. I feel like this person got to be the King of Swords because after the 10, it'd be the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. So this person went through all kinds of phases of life. Real, like, shrewd and strategic, wise, intelligent, making calculated decisions, with the Ten of Wands next to the King of Swords, I feel like this person made their bones off of it wasn't met, it was met with a lot of toxinities. But I like, what I do like is the King of Swords back is to the burdens. He wants to leave the burdens behind and warm up. You know, King of Swords don't operate from an emotional space, they operate from their logic. So this is somebody who's trying to know better. With the Ace of Wands, the opportunity to do things a little different. You see, the wands is fire energy. It counteracts the swords. So this is operating from your spiritual space or your heart space. That doesn't mean he wasn't met with a slew of different emotions with the Ten of Wands. And then you got the Seven of Wands. So it's like, it's got to be a better way. Ace of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. I'm sorry. So somebody, being though, if you retreated, if you're teaching people how to retreat, and your absence is making the mind, the heart grow fonder for some, the mind wander for some, they go to King of Wands. It's teaching people how to balance their masculine, feminine energy, the Lovers. The Evolution. This talks about what people's perception is becoming about you, okay? And who they've been interacting with and how they're starting to feel embarrassed. The Ten of Wands could represent embarrassment to me, okay? And they could have come to the table with not so nice manners. It's something about people's negativity or bad behavior. You're dispelling people's bad behavior altogether with authenticity. Keep it real. Somebody wants to come and talk to you, even if it's just for 5 minutes, 2 minutes. This gives me the earlier days and the history in New Orleans, for example, where they built those houses are built with the iron bars, and they got spikes on them to stop the men from trying to sneak up to see the girl. It gives me that energy right there. So somebody is blocked or met with resistance, but or would like to seek counsel by someone, or they need a new mentor, because whoever's been advising this person sucks, because they got their life all twisted up and jammed up, is met with too many like inconsistencies and drama just to be the cat's meow. Like that's exactly what I'm saying. Like there's people, like I said, I use the example of a hot guy with the King of Wands that's attractive, but it's somebody who's also like spiritually inclined. They could have been met with burdens, just people just trying to get in bed with this person, and they scared. It's like they the ones it's the entities that's moving this person, moving these girls to this man. Like it's a grown man. King of Wands is a grown ass man. You dig what I'm saying? Of anybody, okay? And they got these young girls or these immature women moving to this man. It's they don't know themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like they don't know what an orgasm is. You don't know yourself if you don't know what an orgasm is. You don't even know what you like. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that makes sense. Then you got these burdens. It's like it caused more burdens than it's actually, but it doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Now this person, we got the Lovers on top of the King of Swords, somebody who's more authentic or choose to take a more authentic route. It's like, if I can get to this person, it's like, what do I have to do? Or how do I need to? He's watching what he say and watching what he does, because he kind of he got a vision. This is a visionary. This is Aquarius energy. This is a visionary, and they want this Gemini energy. They want their partner in crime. But their partner is like really, it's like quickly evolving. They're advancing because they're doing things in a more spiritually inclined way. They drop the burdens. Where somebody could have been blocked from an opportunity or just not ready to take the opportunity because they got too many massive influences with them, with the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So who's coming with the storm? Now this magical child, this talented broad. Broad is a derogatory way to refer to a woman. So somebody's talking about you in a derogatory way. Because I said broad. Yeah, somebody's ignorance is no match for you. Page of Cups. It's not always an apology. It's just a very sweet gesture so far. It just comes off as a sweet gesture. Okay, two of them flipped over. The Empress and the Page of Wands. So this looks like you the leader. You run this shit. You run this shit with the Magician. You got the Magician. Multifaceted and talented. I asked about the magical child, the talent, the Magician. It's just you've been this way. You dig? And you stepped into your North Node to make more of it. But you're also religious. So you use it responsibly. And this has nothing to do with manipulating of energy. You're just talented. It makes you the leader. The Empress is a feminine energy. That's the good side of the Libra card. The consideration, the fairness, the harmony. You created abundance for yourself. You made life a lot more simple and easy. Look how she's resting on her laurels. And she got all that abundance around her. She made life a lot more. This makes life a lot more easy. If I just put down the fancy mannerisms that I had to learn from a professional standpoint, it could be professional etiquettes that you have to learn working for somebody else. Put that shit down. The professionals, like, use what you're talented, who you know yourself to be, with that Lovers card right there. And the evolution, like, you're smart. Like, you're way too intelligent. You know way too much. With the King of Swords, that masculine energy, you took action and catering more to your authenticity. And a Page of Wands, these are people who are not quite there. They don't get it yet. They still have a lot to learn. But then again, your target audience could be a younger demographic with the pages. So that's water and fire energy. So needless to say, you might get the reputation of being the mother of something. Or just people look up to you as a mother figure in a way. Shuffle for Pisces. Because you use it responsibly. It's something about your kindness, your harmony. People feel good around you. It's like, how's she anything derogatory in the book? How are you spitting poetry against somebody you love to be around? They go to Seven of Wands again. Your opinion is irrelevant. Opinions are not facts. Oh shit. Four of Wands. You graduated. People you're starting to sell. You're being celebrated. I feel like you're making a re-entrance or a grand arrival in some way. So you're making a return and people are going to celebrate it. The Queen of Pentacles. Good teacher. Everybody who has a talent, or they're not given the talent except to teach it. That's what you have religion for, to invite others to it. You can't shove it down nobody's throat, but you invite others to it. And then you got the Queen of Wands. You see these little baby energies? They start off as a page. Somebody is going to be humbled, and they're going to take your advice, and it's going to train them and coerce them and teach them the right mannerism, the right etiquettes. Okay, this is a Page of Wands to a Queen of Wands. You see that? This could be a grown-up and they're very far behind and not where they're supposed to be. But with your influence and expertise, your positive change, they're going to grow into themselves in a more mature fashion with your talent and your abilities. And they're not all supernatural, because this is the earth energy. And then you see this Page of Cups. Now that's the Queen of Pentacles. Balance of masculine and feminine energy. That's why. That's why they mad. Ace of Pentacles said, that's right. That's absolutely right. Now that Ace of Pentacles is here twice. And so is, wasn't it another ace? There's an Ace of Wands and an Ace of Pentacles. Some of you could be led to do a platform, a class, an online class where you have online classes, something like that. All of this is an opportunity to be better, to understand better, to have clarity, to know better. Once you know, you can't go back to not knowing. Unless you got amnesia or something like that, you're always going to have better. Same people who thought it was funny realize my life is a tragic. My life is a mess. I'm a hot fucking mess laughing about something. Let me laugh at my own pain. See how funny that is. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else? The Chariot. I'm in gold mode. Oh, somebody isn't you. 6 of Cups. 9 of Cups. The 8 of Swords. The only way you get out of the 8 of Swords is to practice not thinking that way. Counteract it and do something to help yourself with the Hermit card. Page of Pentacles. You might be introducing a way of life. There she go. The devil. I kept seeing the devil, and the devil showed up. The influence. I feel like your weapon, your influence, your massive influence is going to be weaponized against you, even though you're making all this positive change. It doesn't stop the devil from working. He's still going to try to persuade people to get petty with you, to do petty things against you. And the 9 of Swords is confirming that. The 8 and the 9 of Swords. Like somebody's stuck in their head about you, or stuck in their head about in their own life. They don't know how to, they don't really have the recipe on how to come out of that. Like you went, like when you took off with the Chariot and the 6 of Cups. It left people to wonder with the nostalgia. That's something that's been, maybe you've been doing this for many lifetimes. And the 9 of Cups, lightly tapping into that romantic energy. If it's somebody, you made somebody feel like they was a somebody. Look at this toad to this beautiful person. This, you kiss somebody and they turn into a handsome prince. So your massive influence on somebody helped them out of poverty, a poverty mindset, a broken spirit. The devil energy in a negative light is being bound to people, being in their south node, making somebody selling their soul for pennies. Okay? You're teaching it. This is how it's supposed to be done. This is how you're supposed to do it. It's not what you say you do, is what you do. Okay? That's why you earn the respect of the people, because you did something, you made something happen for yourself. Regardless, you ain't worried about what everybody else don't like about you or how they trying to stop you. You had a vision and you executed it. And you got people looking up to you in a way where it's like, I made bad decisions in my past, not so much against you, but just making bad decisions. I'm a toad. Like I sold myself short, and I'm in this humiliated space in life. And your expertise, your empathy and compassion, your love, your grace, your beauty, your charm, you didn't use it for ugly. You use it to face your north node. That's why you can kiss a toad and turn into a handsome prince. That's like a miracle from God. It's like a gift from God. It's a mercy from God. It's how I mean it. Okay? So Pisces, that's what I have to say about that. Knight of Swords is like some people have it or some people don't. People are gonna either get it or they not. Knight of Swords is common sense, quick wit. Okay? So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.